Cruise news time, and I've got several cruise companies making headlines, including Norwegian Cruise Line canceling an excursion, Disney Cruise Line saving the day and also providing a way for customers to save on the front end, Carnival Cruise Line making a big announcement about its themed deck parties, and a tragic story coming off of an MSC cruise ship. We have a distraught YouTuber jumping overboard. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face on the 2nd of January, 2024. First cruise news show of the year. Hope everybody had an excellent New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I had an interesting New Year's Day. I posted about it on the Tony Barnett Have to Lose channel. I'll make sure that I link that at the end, but I had plans and it didn't go quite as it should have, but here we've got a task. We need to process through the cruise news, and let's go. Cruise news story number one, Norwegian Cruise Line reaching out to passengers, letting them know that their excursion in Puerto Rico has been canceled. Excursions happening early in 2024 all the way into 2025 at the very popular El Yunque rainforest. This is a place that has a zip line and swimming pool and beaches and hiking and all of that stuff. Well, Norwegian Cruise Line, citing operational issues, is saying that any excursion booked to El Yunque, it's been canceled. The reason for the cancellation, not 100% obvious. There is a lot of construction going on the different hiking trails and parking facilities. It seems like maybe it's a bridge too far for Norwegian Cruise Line, or there could be other reasons, but not a lot of explanation is being given. Refunds are being given, which is good. Anybody booked on this excursion getting the notification that it's canceled and getting their money back. I've never even heard of the El Yunque rainforest. I usually just try to find some mofongo in, the old city there in Puerto Rico and San Juan. How about you? Are you familiar with El Yunque rainforest? Have you ever been to this place? Is this a bad cancellation? Did you get cancellated? Leave a comment below. Cruise news story number two, Disney Cruise Line has saved the day particularly for 4 people stranded at sea. This happened a couple of days ago on New Year's Eve, the 31st of December. Disney Fantasy cruising, enjoying its day at sea north of Cuba, spotted an unpowered vessel in the water with 4 individuals on board needing help, and they were able to retrieve those individuals and return them to safety. It's the law of the seas. It's the mariner's code. It's a couple things. It's an official law that you're supposed to render help where help is needed, but then it's also kind of a core thing for people that take to the sea to help out other seamen. So always exciting when you hear one of these rescue stories. Way to go to the captain and the crew of the Disney Fantasy and everybody involved in the rescue. 4 people survived the sea because of Disney Cruise Line. It's not my only Disney Cruise Line story. Disney Cruise Line story number 2. A lot of people don't cruise Disney because it's super expensive deposits, super expensive cruises. And, I've always contended that you really have to be into Disney to justify the amount of money that you have to pay to go on a Disney cruise. And while one of the barriers to entry, that deposit, which is normally high, well, now, at least for the short term, Disney Cruise Line providing a way to book your Disney cruise at a cheaper deposit amount. They're having a 50% deposit sale from now until February the 16th. A variety of itineraries for all over the world, and the 50% deposit sale good for cruises that will be going between June the 17th, 2024 and May the 31st, 2025. So if the deposit's one of those barriers to you getting on a Disney cruise, this might be the time to book one. Cruise news story number 3, really just an acknowledgement, and I don't have any more information other than the fact that when the Carnival Jubilee went on its first cruise last week, it is one of the first cruise lines in the world to offer 5G service on the cruise. I don't know what that means. I'm just putting it out there. Was anybody on the Jubilee last week, and did you use the 5G service? And if you did, could you comment how it was? I'm going on the Jubilee later on this month, and I'm certainly going to investigate it further. But that was a big deal that Carnival's starting to roll out 5G in addition to the regular internet or the Starlink internet that's now on board What kind of options is this giving folks? Do you know any information? Help me out. Our next cruise news story also involves Carnival Cruise Line. They've just recently released a list of their deck parties. And to be honest, I didn't know much about Carnival Cruise Line deck parties. I know that they have one. Every time you go on like a sail away, there's a deck party. Sometimes there's a white party. Sometimes there's an 80s glow party. I kind of knew about those, but I did not know that, like, I went through the list of the deck parties and there's one that shocked me. It's only on one cruise ship. I didn't even know that they had it, but it's almost motivating me to go on this cruise ship. I thought all the cruise ships had the same deck party, but they do not. Let me tell you about a few of the deck parties. The 80s Rock and Glow, we know about that. Rock the Promenade, that's on almost every cruise ship. Motown Party, White Night, that's almost on every cruise ship. But listen to this. Listen to this. On the Carnival Luminosa, and I believe on one other cruise ship, they have a superhero party. Have you ever been to a Carnival superhero party? Like, I'm assuming that you need to know this in advance so you know to take your cape and stuff. And then, of course, the new Carnival Venezia, they have a deck party called the Festa Italiana. Now, look, I've compiled a complete list of these deck parties over at our website, www.lalidoloca.com. So if you want to see all of the different iterations of the deck party or have a nice reference so that you can go back and plan your Carnival cruise, go hit the website. I'll leave that link in the description so that you can find that article. Do you like a deck party? Have you ever been to? I've been to the Rock and Glow. I kind of like that. Yeah, there you go. Now, before we continue on with the cruise news, let me take a moment and say thank you. Thank you for being here and watching this episode. Thanks for getting this far in the show. Just going to give you a quick invitation. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. If you're brand new here, this is what I do. I curate and comment on the news. I go out and basically, read the news so you don't have to, and then give you my opinion on it. So if you're into that, if you dig it, please consider subscribing, notification bell. That way you don't miss out. Thank you in advance. All right, this next story is a horrible story, but almost a story as old as time. A story of romance gone wrong with a tragic ending. This played out over the weekend on the MSC Preziosa that was doing a 2-day New Year's Eve cruise from Sao Paulo, Brazil. We have a Brazilian YouTuber named Carlos Alberto Mota Candreva, 32 years old. He was on this cruise ship with his significant other, his girlfriend, Barbara Momenso, and they were having a great time posting on social media the happiness of this cruise. And then somewhere along the way, it turned dark when apparently he told her that he wanted them to have an exclusive relationship. She told him that she did not want to have an exclusive relationship. And Carlos became so distraught that he went overboard the cruise ship. Unfortunately, like so many of these overboard stories, he has not been recovered, and the worst is feared. Real life drama there on a cruise ship, real life relationship things playing out to the extreme. Super sad. Sad for the family that's left behind, sad for everybody involved. Wow. On a happier note, it is Tuesday, which means it's Cruise Day Night Live. Jenny B and I will be here in just a few hours. We've made a list of our cruise goals or our cruise resolutions for 2024. Love for you guys to come join the live show as we talk about that. Love to see what some of your cruise goals for 2024 is. If you want an exclusive show with a much smaller crowd, that's happening at 8 p.m. tonight. You have to be a member of our Patreon for just $5 a month. You'll get a few extra live shows per month. We would love to have you there. Check out the link for Patreon below. But yeah, boom. That's your cruise news. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Happy 2024, everybody. This is Tony for La Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise news, cruise news, cruise news, it's over.